the fuse, bring the boom. Let's go ignite, elements collide in a flash of light. And you feel the boom, that means it's time. Light the fuse, bring the boom. Dynamite, let's go ignite, elements collide in a flash of light. And you feel the boom, that means it's time. Light the fuse, bring the boom. Dynamite.
Yowie, wowie. What's up, everybody? This is Michael Davis, Ada Black, the professor of Women Wrestling. Welcome back, yes, back to the Wild Women Wrestling Reviews, Season 2, Episode 1, right here in the PW of the Zone.
Yeah!
Now, I know I did not review WoW Season 1 of WoW, so we launched, that is, you don't know why I didn't do that, you watched my live video that I did. But long story short, I wasn't really a fan of them relaunching WoW, like, out of nowhere, like, it came out of nowhere. And also, they also were trying to invest in certain someone being the face of WoW, which, you know, my take on that, I did not like that at all. But after she messed up her dreams, I watched Season 1 of WoW without her, and I was invested in it. I was impressed with the women that on the roster, the new superheroes that they brought in, the old ones that were part of the 2019 version of WoW. I was impressed. I respect everyone on the roster that they took part of WoW Wrestling, because the fact that they did that well without a certain someone being the face of WoW, so it just shows you how good they really are talent wise. But I was thinking to myself, when season 2 was on the horizon, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should come back to review WoW Season 2 for you guys, because most of the people that subscribe to my channel were from the WoW reviews that I did, and I appreciate you guys for sticking around. We are still here, but I figured I want to come back to do the WoW reviews and give you guys my input on WoW Women Wrestling, because since I am the professor of Women Wrestling, I think it's only fair that I do that. So, with all that being said, let's get to my review of WoW Women Wrestling Season 2, Episode 1. We start off the show with the Beast, the returning Beast, that came back after being out a majority of season 1 after someone attacked her from the parking lot and broke her leg. Now, she was still Wild World Champion during this time, so she wasn't able to defend the championship anymore, and she had to vacate it. And she returned to the last episode of Season 1 after months of being off TV, and she took out the Wild World Champion, the current Wild World Champion, Penelope Pink, and Lone Star. But she comes out, cutting promo, talking about how she got to get the Wild World Championship back, and she got to take out the person who attacked her in the parking lot and caused her to vacate the championship. And she's still the baddest, still the biggest, and she's still the beast. I mean, long story short, a lady with a few words from by the Beast, and I gotta say this right now, the Beast is one of the most dominant women on not just in WoW but in women wrestling in general. Like, I know people talk about Bianca Belair, and people talk about Jade Cargill, but the Beast has been on another level since she's been in WoW since, I believe, 2017. Since then, she's just been dominant. She's just been a dominant force, and the fact that she's been here from day one, since the moment she stepped into WoW, she hasn't thought about going to WWE or going to AEW. She has stayed here and been the most dominant woman on the roster, and I have nothing but respect for that. And hopefully, we see her back down the road as Wild World Champion. And if she does that, she'll be the second ever Wild World Champion, 2-time Wild World Champion. So after the promo from the Beast, we move on to the first match of the show. We have Adriana Gambino taking on Jennifer Florez. Now, these two look familiar to you. That's because these two have been wrestling on WoW, the independent scene, and also on a couple of matches on televised matches on other promotions. Adriana Gambino, she wrestled a couple matches on 808 TV, preferably on 808 Dark, and she's trained by two former WWE superstars in Tyler Breeze and Ty Dillinger, aka Song Spears to AEW. As for Jennifer Florez, she is a top tier talent, as she is Jasmine Allure, wrestling on AEW Dark as well as wrestling on WTV on Main Event and on SmackDown, and she also wrestles in the promotion, all women's promotion, created by Thunder Rosa in Mr. Pro Wrestling, being the former Mr. Pro Wrestling champion. And this match was a pretty good match to start the show. These two had a good back and forth matchup, but in the end of the day, we have Adriana Gambino winning the match with a fisherman neckbreaker that she calls the Chef's Kiss, and she gets that for the seal the victory. She also cut a promo after the match saying that WoW tried her best to get with her, and she's back now, and she's bigger, badder, better, and more saucier than ever. Her words, not mine. And I'm glad she's back in WoW, because she wasn't she was started off in the first season of WoW in the relaunch, and she also was part of the 2019 version of WoW when the episode that were unaired. But she's back. I'm glad she's back, because she just mysteriously disappeared in the middle of season 1, but she's back now, and looking forward to seeing a lot more of Adriana Gambino. Second match of the night, second match of the episode. Actually, before we had the second match of the night, we saw a pre-tape featuring the world's greatest attorney, Sophia Lopez, as he got out of limo alongside the fabulous Lon Star. I mean, I get they're the two best managers in WoW women wrestling, but I want to know why these two are got the same car together. Are they working together? Or they have some kind of master plan to take over the WoW superheroes? I mean, these two have the most dangerous minds in WoW, and they have some of the best in the WoW women wrestling. So, what do they have planned here? Because I'm very intrigued. But you move on to the next match. You have Tormenta. Speaking of Sophia Lopez, she is the manager of Tormenta, as he takes on one half of the former Heavy Metal Sisters, Fury. Yes, I say former because apparently the Heavy Metal Sisters are no more, as Fury is going out by herself. No Razor, no Mesariah, just her, and also she's a fan favorite because most of the time she gets booed out of the building, but she's back as a fan favorite. She got the crowd behind her, and good for her. I mean, Fury, aka Hollow O'Hara, she has been one of my favorites for a while, and I look forward to see what she does as a singles competitor in WoW, because I know she's capable of being a single star in Indies. I've seen it before, so it gotta be pretty good seeing her how she does in WoW. But she had a great effort against Tormenta. She brought the fight to her, but at the end of the day, it was not enough to take out Tormenta. As he gets hit with the meteor from the top rope, the double knee to the face for the win. And I gotta say, Tormenta and WoW has been pretty damn cool, because she is a well-known Lucha Libre star, wrestling in various Mexican promotions, and seeing her in WoW has been a pretty good treat. And I look forward to seeing a lot more of her in WoW, and potentially be a dominant force in WoW alongside the Beast. Before the next match, we had a little small interview featuring the WoW World Tag Team Champions, Conan and Chaos, the Tonga Twins. And they basically said that they're very proud and happy to be the new WoW World Tag Team Champions after being Miami Street Heat, the second last episode of season 1. And I look forward to seeing what they have in store next for Miami Street Heat and the Tonga Twins, because I have a feeling they're gonna have a series of matches throughout season 2 for the tag titles, and I'm really looking forward to those matches, because they've been the top 2 tag teams in WoW for season 1, and I think it's not going to be any different in season 2. So I'm really looking forward to seeing those two go at it for the tag titles. Speaking of Miami Street Heat, we have Miami Street Heat, Laurel and Lindsay taking on Spring Break 24/7, Crystal Waters and Sage Store, aka Maddie Max. Now Maddie Max, she was known for wrestling in these mainly in the Carolina area, North Carolina, South Carolina, and she was in a promotion called Queens of Combat, where she won their World Championship. And to this day, she's still the Queens of Combat champion, because we don't know when or if it ever comes, if it ever Queen of Combat ever gonna come back as a promotion. But if that does come back, she can say that she's the forever Queen of Combat champion. So shout out to Maddie Max. But this match, it was all Main Street Heat, and they were taking out Crystal Waters mainly 2-on-1 most of the match. You had Sage Store tagging in and making a hot tag. At one point they did a drop kick crucifix combo, almost ended the matchup. But at the end of the day, Main Street Heat gets the victory with their new finishing move called the Fab Jab, the sidewalk slam, elbow drop combination for the win, and proving that they still belong in top contenders for the World Tag Championships. And after the match, they cut a promo and talk about that, how wish they are, how much Los Angeles, Miami is better than Los Angeles, and how David McLean has praised every tag team, every woman on the roster except for these two. And I don't blame him for being upset, because they by hook or by crook, Main Street Heat have been getting the job done, winning matches, winning championships, and making money. So, like, come on now, David, put some respect in their names. But that's all I gotta say about that. But in the next before we head to the next match, we had a preview of next week, season 2, episode 2. You had the preview of next week. You have Kenny Crush, my girl Kenny Crush, taking on the Wild's new superheroes, Katina Jinx. And I gotta have a lot more to say about her next week. But next match they advertised for next week, you have Princess Aussie taking on Holiday. And we saw the episodes in 2019. You know very well these two have history. And the storyline I told you about that they completely scrapped, where Princess Aussie had voodoo mind trick by Simon the Voodoo Doll and Holiday, and he was pretty much giant mind trick by those two, and now she's massively broke through that spell, and she's going on taking on Holiday next week. And also you have the Tonga Twins defending the tag titles next week. We don't know who, but they're gonna be in action next week. But that's next week's main event. We gotta talk about this main event, because it's time for the main event of episode 1, and that is Penelope Pink taking on Chantilly Chella for the World Championship. Now, this match was a really fun match from start to finish. You had Penelope Pink getting the upper hand early on, throwing her jacket in the face of the Chantilly Chella. You also have the Fabulous on Star and the enforcer of the Fabulous 4, Victor and McCoy at ringside, and also had to have Main Street Heat on the commentary. And this match was really fun match. You have 1 point Penelope Pink and rope hung German suplex, the same move that you see Nakamura do on WWE TV all the time. Really cool move. I always enjoy it, and to have her do it was pretty damn cool. At one point you had Chantilly Chella and with leg sweep and roundhouse kick, getting a close to count for Chantilly Chella. You had and at the end of the day, closing moments of the matchup, you have Penelope Pink getting up a hand and the reverse neckbreaker, as he calls the Pink Nightmare, for the win, and still the World Champion Penelope Pink. And of course, you have Penelope Pink celebrating with the Fabulous 4, Lone Star, Victor McCoy, and Main Street Heat, because on time commentary they just assumed that Lone Star gonna be upset with them after losing the tag titles. And again, this is not the bloodline, okay? We're not gonna see Lone Star doing her best woman range depression, start smacking around the the main street heat like the Usos. She not like that. Well, maybe she is. Maybe she is. But we're not gonna see it here on TV in this episode of WoW. But after the match, you have those 5 ladies celebrating in the middle of the ring, and you have the Beast lurking in the shadows atop the balcony, eyeing that World Championship to close out episode 1 of season 2. And I thought it was a fun episode to start off the new season. And we're looking forward to seeing what happens next week. And yeah, it was a good start for season 2. And if you enjoyed this episode and you enjoyed the review, make sure to like the video, subscribe, tap the bell, and you about them with my videos. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you follow me on my social media accounts. So follow me on Instagram at MikeDavis612. Follow me on Twitter. Yes, Twitter. I'm not calling it X. Screw you, Elon Musk. On Mad Craziness. And if you want to follow me on TikTok, that's at Mad Craziness as well. So follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And hope you guys have a good week. Had a good weekend. And I'll catch you later. In the meantime, I'm Mike Davis, April Black. I'm out.